Alright, what is up everybody? Back with another video today. And this one, it's going to be a little different. I'm going to do a knife scale review of the Applied Weapons Technologies scales for the full-size Griptilian. And then I'm going to talk about a knife sharpener, my worksharp precision adjust sharpener, to be exact. So, let's get started. Some of y'all may see this is the old Benchmade scales. And here it is with the Applied Weapons Technology scales. Let's get a view here. Pocket clip, left-handed carry. Got the sheath foot blade, and this is the full-size Griptilian, so it's a chunky boy. So I just got these on a few minutes ago. I was gonna do a assembly on video, but those just take so long because I take these on my phone. I don't really edit them. Just a low budget wannabe YouTuber here, so what you gonna do? But Applied Weapons Technology has a really great video out on how to do it, and there's plenty of other videos on there, so just search that and you'll find plenty of videos. They're good enough. I will say the Benchmade knives are always a little more difficult to do scale swaps on, just because the way their pivot is. You know, it's just a one screw design. You take this out, and you got to push the whole pivot through to get the other side of the scale off. Whereas on like most Spydercos, I'll show my pair of 3 here. Whereas on like this pair of 3, you got a screw on this side and on this side, and just a pivot in the middle. That's one small piece. So makes it a lot easier for changing the scales. You can do one scale, put the new one on, then do the other scale. Don't have to like completely disassemble the knife like you do with the Benchmades. And ironically enough, putting the pivot back together is generally the hardest part, and it's not that hard. It just takes a little bit of patience. A key to it, a lot of people don't know, is you got to pull the axis lock down a little bit to not only get the pivot out, but push it back in, because the axis lock puts pressure on the knife blade, which in turn puts pressure on the pivot. So yeah, I saw a lot of people comment in the Applied Weapons Technology video, I can't get my pivot out, can't get it back in. It really helps to have a punch too, that you can punch the pivot out and hold everything together, change your scale, and try to get it right back through. So it's just a little bit of finagling, a little bit of patience. You know, just be patient and work through it, and it should pop through pretty easy for you. So overall, I really like these so far. They've only been on here a few minutes, but I like the look. I've got the raw aluminum backspacer here. With the black scales, they didn't have many options in stock. The only other one they had was the flat dark earth, and I had already ordered these, and I messaged them and said, hey, I messed up, can I get the flat dark earth with a black backspacer? And I did that like 10 minutes after I ordered it, but they shipped my order so fast the next day, they didn't have time to read my email. So it was already shipped, and they said they could send me a return label, and I was like, honestly, I think the black with the raw aluminum is going to look fine anyways. So I just stuck with it. They took like a week to get here, and I'm impatient, so I didn't want to, you know, send them back take a week, then wait another week to get them again. So we're just running with the black and the raw aluminum back here. I don't know if you heard that kind of ping right there. It's like let's see if I can get it to do it again. There you go. You hear that? It's like a ping sound. Doesn't do it if you hold it that side, but this side. So yeah, it's just the blade bouncing off the stop pin there, I'm hoping, not the blade bouncing off the backspacer. The stop pin is the axis lock, so. But yeah, the centering, I got it really nice and centered. There's videos out there too about centering your knife. There's a couple different methods, and it's a little harder on the Benchmades because you want to loosen the side opposite where your blade's off to. But on Benchmades like this one, it has the push-through pin design. So you got these 3 pins that go through, and you only have screws on one side. And most Benchmades are like that. A lot of them anyways. It makes it a little harder to do that. But yeah, let's talk about hand fill. Let's look at these side by side here. There's that. So I looked before. Here's now. So I like these a lot better. The actual hand fill, it just feels a little more solid in your hand where it doesn't taper off down here. Some people don't like it. I'm personally liking it so far. Just gives a really good feel. Lets me get a better grip because you got more down there to hold on to at the bottom. And I have large hands. And if I put my finger in the choil there, I can get a good grip with some left over. So whereas on this one, it's still the same. It just feels a little more solid where you got more down here to hang on to. Then as far as the look, like I said, I really like it with the raw aluminum. It matches the other silver of the knife, so it's just, you know, this stainless and black. I've got a deep carry clip it came with on there. What's funny is all these are, this is T6, 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 and there's actually only 4 screws that hold this together. You've got the liner screws on each side, which pull the scales to the liner, and you got these 2 screws right here that they screw in through the back spacer and then into this other scale. And that's it. And on the other side, there's no screw holes. So these just go through the back spacer into the scale. But it's a nice, flush, clean fit. They blend in pretty well, especially the reason they don't stick out on this side, because most people have their pocket clip on the other side, so it'd just be a completely clean side here. But it's all right. Another thing to mention is weight. This will make your knife pretty heavy. I just weighed it with these scales. It weighed in at 4.9 ounces. So that's pretty chunky. When I picked the bag up out of the mailbox I was carrying, I was like, it's got a little bit of weight to it. But for me, it just makes the knife feel more solid. I'm not real picky on weight. If I was going to carry a knife this size, probably going to have jeans on anyways, just to EDC it. I've come to kind of prefer smaller knives for my EDC carry, or thinner knives, I should say. My favorite right now, show you real quick, is my Hogue Deca. This thing's super light, 2.5 ounces. You got a good amount of blade length compared to the blade length. So you got a good amount of blade length, and it's 20 CV. Came absolutely razor sharp out of the box. I mean, it'll just, and look, I'm barely holding it. I mean, it's one of the sharper knives I have. So, speaking of sharp knives, let's move on here. Let me grab some that I've done. So, I've got my premium knives collection. I've got 12, and I've got one more knife on the way. Oh yeah, I've got a Spyderco on the way, another Spyderco. It's a pair of 2, because I only have the pair of 3. I don't have a pair of 2 in my collection. And every decent collection needs a pair of 2 and a bug out. Also a Griptilian. So I got the pair of 3, the Griptilian. I need the bug out. I got the pair of 2 on the way. But I got a Nice Plus completely customized. It's the pair 2 with the acid stone-washed blade, which is Nice Plus does it in-house. It's really cool. And then I got these scales, the Damascus carbon fiber, these scales on the pair 2, and they have a black, anodized black screw kit on it. So it's going to be these scales with black screws and an acid stonewash blade. It was $260. If you were to do all that separate, the knife would be about $160, scale $70, hardware kit $30, acid wash $30. So you're pretty much getting a free hardware kit or a free acid wash. And I like customize my knives anyway, as y'all know from watching my videos. So I figured it'd be a little easier just to get it pre-customized. Then you ain't gotta worry about it. So that's what I did. That'll be here in a few days. I can't wait to put that review up. But this is the worksharp precision adjust. I'm gonna hold the camera for a second. It's the worksharp precision adjust knife sharpener. This thing was $60, and I think that's a steal. It's absolutely amazing. I've got stones, I've got strops, and I would stone a knife for an hour, and I feel like it barely got any sharper. I got the strop. I was trying to strop my already sharp knives. I felt like I just made it duller. So I was looking for a sharpener that was almost foolproof, and from what I read, for the price, this thing seemed pretty on point. It's the first sharpener I ever got where you could adjust the angle you sharpen at. Comes with a 320 grit, a 600, then a ceramic. Now it takes about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how dull your knife is, and if you need to completely re-hone it, get a new edge. But let me show you here real quick a couple of the ones I've sharpened, how sharp they are. We're getting a little long here. So first one I did was this knife. It's a cheap Kershaw, like a $20 Kershaw. See if I can show you the edge a little bit here. So it's almost a mirror finish when you finish with the ceramic. Now there is a little splotchiness to it, and I think that's just where I was uneven with the stone, but it's still super smooth. And I mean, this knife couldn't cut paper if someone had a gun to your head. It literally, it's a shitty piece of paper, but so that was the first one I did. Not the greatest, pretty cheap still. Here's the next one I did, another $20 Kershaw. This one I got really sharp. See, I'm just holding it with 2 fingers. Anybody knows about cutting paper with knives knows that's sharp. Let's see, I got some hair growing back on my wrist finally. Just wipes it away. I mean, it's sharp. Doing my hand here. I mean, you could shave your face with this one, literally. Another one I did, I'll show you real quick, is a fake Microtech. Yes, I've got a fake Microtech. I know, I was young and dumb once. See the edge, it's close to mirror finish, but it's got that little bit of splotchiness, but stupid sharp. And this is supposedly D2. It could be just some kind of pot metal steel. It's also $40, and it's one of those things where I swear it'd be very hard to tell unless you were just a knife connoisseur like myself and just really knew the specifics and knew what to look for. I mean, this thing is just, so that's the thing with that worksharp, it gets it shaving sharp. By the way, it's the only fake knife I've ever showed on my channel, and everything else is absolutely real. Just a little disclaimer, I know you have one, people think they're all fake, but I promise you, I got this one off DHgate for like $40 just to fuck around with, and this is honestly what got me into knives. A couple of these little fakes, playing around with them. I was like, that's pretty cool. I wonder what I could get for some decent money on a real knife. And then I bought my pair of 3. It was over from there. So, but yeah, it's just a little overview of the worksharp precision adjust. Worksharp has tons of videos out about how to sharpen with it, tips and tricks, all that stuff. So they know much better than me. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that. But yeah, overall, if you were on the fence about that or looking for a sharpener where you're not great at sharpening knives, but you want to get your knives razor sharp, the worksharp precision adjust, 150,000% recommend. Even an idiot like me can get their knives razor sharp. So yeah, overall, really like these scales. Really like the look. It looks like a different knife. It's like buying a new knife. Yeah, so like I said, really like these. They feel great. Give the knife a good heft. I really like this blade. So I was always on the fence about a Griptilian. And when I saw this one with the Spidey hole, I knew that would be the one. And this one's didn't care too much. But now I really like this knife. It's up there with one of my favorites now. So alright, I'm going to do a video on that pair of 3 when it gets here, and then I'm going to do a collection update video. Because after I get that pair of 3, I'm going to chill out for a little bit, work up and probably get a bug out or a mini bug out next. Because like I said, I never thought I'd like the bug out, but then I got this Hogue Deca. It's got a good blade, it's lightweight, but solid with the G10. And I never thought I'd like the bug out, but after having this knife, I think I would enjoy the bug out as a good EDC knife. I'm kind of turning on to it, especially with the bar lock design. Absolutely fantastic. So, alright, this video ran a little long. If you're still here, I appreciate you. Please subscribe. Got new knife content coming at least weekly. So yeah. Stay tuned. I appreciate y'all watching. God bless.